Hi, everyone. Welcome back to No Segues. My name is Danette, and this is a show where I ask people questions with no segues. Today, I am talking with stand-up comedian from New Jersey, Joe DeSantis. Joe, welcome, and thank you for sitting down with me today.
Danette, it's great to be here. Thank you for finally getting me on the show and being your backup guest. I don't know if I'm your backup. Am I still your backup guest?
No, you're my guest today. Yay!
I'm like your third or fourth backup.
No, I'm not.
I'm like the third or fourth guy on a date, you have waiting in the wings.
That's exactly how I do it. How are you? I'm really happy to see you. It's been a year, right? That we've seen each other live.
Wow, really? It doesn't feel like it was that long ago. Wow, yeah, but I guess probably we saw each other at some spot or something.
No.
No, I mean before all the craziness happened.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Let's tell the audience, you are from New Jersey, right? Are you from New Jersey, born and raised?
Yeah. Yes. I'm from New Jersey.
What part of New Jersey?
The good part, I guess. Wait. Yeah.
Wait, I want to tell the audience something. If you guys can pause it right now, come back, but pause it and go follow Joe on his Instagram and on YouTube. He's so funny. His videos are fucking wild. If you're bored, you're having a bad day, just go to Joe's Instagram and you'll just be like, you won't remember why you were bored or upset or sad. Joe, it's Joeonedge on Instagram and Joeonedge on YouTube. Joe, your videos are so much fun. What makes you, what inspires you to create them? How do you get these ideas?
A lot of depression and more depression. And then I finally are like, you know what? Let me just film me having a meltdown at a Target. And maybe that could be good for other people and make them feel better about their lives. I didn't do a meltdown at Target yet.
Not yet?
That's a good idea. I'm going to write that down.
So is that what happens? You do these things to make yourself feel better, and then?
I mean, it's like everything else. It's like stand up and whatever you're passionate about. I feel like there's some degree of that. It's whatever keeps you sane, especially now. I mean, or like this past year, I think it's really important to have things that you're focused on doing. Even during the pandemic, I was still doing videos and stuff, and I was outside because I felt like I had to do something. Even just doing regular stuff, going to the grocery store, just every day I would go out just to go to the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through or any drive-through just to get human contact or human,
connection.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
That connection.
Yeah.
I think that's very important.
So that speaks to self-care. So that was part of your self-care? That was like you telling yourself, I need to make sure I go outside to see people?
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, whatever's comfortable for you, because I know a lot of people might be like, oh, I can't even do that. I'd rather just order Uber Eats or whatever they do. Me, I had to in Jersey, there's, I have a car, so it was easy for me to drive around, and I was it was a little bit more open out here. In Manhattan, it's a little bit more claustrophobic, or it can be at times. So it was a little bit, I think it was a little bit easier, slightly a little bit better to deal with stuff over here, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. What other things that you do to stay sane? Because though we weren't really doing any shows, live shows. Were you doing Zoom shows?
I wasn't doing Zoom shows. I'm not really a big fan of Zoom stand-up comedy. I did a few open mic kind of Zoom things, and I didn't even do material. I just went through a Wendy's drive-through and ordered food when it was my turn. I just went through a Wendy's drive-through, and then I did another one where I went to 7-Eleven to get ice cream. And that was my 5 minutes, because I felt like, I just feel like it's Like, I just feel like it's just, for me, I mean, other people, it's probably way different. Some people love the Zoom mic thing. I mean, I like it like this. I like Zoom for what we're doing. Like in this type of like talk show that you got going. This is great, you know, but I'm not really a fan of like pure stand up on Zoom, unless maybe, you know.
So have you done like a solid like Zoom comedy show with like actual audiences, or has it just been like mics with other comics?
I've done, I mean, I really haven't been, I haven't even seen it. So I'm judging it.
No. It's no.
I'm pretty much judging something that I've never really experienced.
Well, no, I think it's fine because it's a different platform. And when you started stand-up, you probably weren't thinking, let me do this online. But I think there's a difference between the Zoom mics and the Zoom shows because, because there's an audience. So there's a little bit more incentive for you to like perform. I feel like to do an open mic on Zoom would feel more like, well, it would just be like, it would be like a hang kind of. I guess they're both hangs, but there's something pleasurable about doing it for an audience because you know that they're thirsty for laughter.
Yeah. I mean, or if you're at an actual venue and that's that whole thing and you're there with the audience as being on Zoom, that's a whole different thing too.
You're so crazy. Okay, so I have questions that I said you're crazy. Do you believe in aliens? Let's get into some fun questions. Do you believe in aliens?
Do I believe in aliens?
Yeah.
No. Is that controversial if I say no?
What?
No.
Are you saying no to protect your like to protect yourself?
No, I was actually hesitant. I don't believe in aliens, actually.
Okay.
Like, I think they would have came down already. I think they're you know, it's too much of this, you know, like they would have been here already.
You don't think they're already among us?
What are they waiting for? No, well, if they're among us, then how come they're not out? You know, I mean,
because there's a pandemic. There's people like, you know, like it's probably like not great timing, but
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I see. I always think of aliens that they want to take over. Aliens that want to take over. I mean, now's a great opportunity. So why aren't they around? But then again, they wouldn't want to make their presence known if they were around, and they wanted to do that.
Something to think about after this conversation.
I know this is too deep. You came at me with left field with the aliens thing. You went right into the aliens. We went from Zoom mics to aliens.
It's called no segues. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's right.
Can you dance salsa?
Salsa? I could wing it for like a minute or two, like until you know that I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Now, what if the person never catches on that you don't know what you're doing? Do you just keep dancing?
Of course.
Great answer.
Why am I gonna stop that? Especially if they're like wowed by it, you know? I'm gonna be like, hey, look, I'm making this up. I just want you to know. And yeah, that wouldn't help me.
All right.
I mean, in a relationship, maybe that would work. If I'm like, listen, I'm not that guy. No, it wouldn't work that way either. This guy that I have been up until this point, it's not me.
Okay.
I've been lying to you this whole time.
Oh my goodness. Usually, I mean, I know that my show is called No Segues, but there's usually a segue. So you're the first actual person that I've interviewed that I just went straight into like crazy questions. So thanks for playing.
Yes.
Speaking of relationships, what do you think is a key to having a good relationship with someone? Like, what's a key? Like, if there's like a teenage boy or a teenage girl that's never been in a relationship and they're worried, like, what would be like one like piece of advice that you would offer them?
To someone in a relationship?
For someone that wants to get into a relationship but doesn't know like what it requires, or you know, like a tip.
You know what? I changed my mind. I do believe in aliens. I would tell them that someone that wants to get into a relationship, that's great. I mean, but I guess I would tell them, you know, just from a guy to a guy, or a woman to the guy or the girl, or
Yeah.
I'd be giving, huh?
Yes. Yes.
To either one.
Huh?
To either one, I would. I mean, I only know what not to do. I don't know what to do.
That's perfect. So like, what's something not to do in a relationship? Because that's advice.
Don't talk about her age.
Okay.
I mean, that's an obvious one. Don't talk about weight unless it's you.
Okay.
I mean, talk about your weight, if anything. If you're going to go into age and weight, talk about you. I mean, and don't take everything like literally, like what the other person's saying. I guess simple stuff. I mean, ABC type of stuff that just always, you know what, always. You know what? It's all about this. Just look at them in the eyes and absorb what they're saying.
That's good advice.
Like, I did that like I'm gonna like stuff a piece of food in my mouth, like a sandwich, but try to absorb what someone's saying as much as you can. It's like when we were talking before, and I told you to go back and talk about it again. Like you said, oh, you're not listening. Like, oh, did you remember what I was saying?
Yeah, that was
like when you
that was offline. Yeah.
Yeah, when we were offline, when you were saying that, like I told you to repeat the story because I wanted to listen to it again, and I wanted to get all the things down because I really wanted to know what you were dealing with, you know?
Right.
And not necessarily to fix the, oh yeah, and here's another thing, don't try to fix problems.
Just
don't
listen.
It's more, listening is more important, and don't try to fix anything. Beautiful. I mean, if you can, if you offer to be like advice or something, but don't try to fix everything, because you're not like some like Superman mystical
plumber
that could fix everything. I mean,
yeah.
And because the other person doesn't want you to necessarily fix it. They just need you to listen.
That's good advice. Thank you. This was with the assumption that you've had relationships before and you would know what you're talking about.
No, I never been in a relationship ever.
Oh my God.
No, yeah. I mean, it's from messing up a whole bunch of times.
Are you close with your family?
Yeah, I'm pretty close. Yeah, everybody's pretty close. Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
I have a younger brother.
So you're the oldest, obviously. That's what you just said. What's the age difference?
It's like a few years, 3 years.
Is he funnier than you?
I would say yes, because he has 3 kids.
Oh, okay.
And that automatically makes you funnier.
That's true.
Than someone that doesn't have kids.
Wow, so you're an uncle to 3 nephews. That's amazing. Or is it nephews? I'm assuming they're boys.
Yeah, they're all boys.
They're all boys. Okay, I picked it up from you somehow.
That's a big yes.
Thank you. All right, let's get into like some fun stuff. Like, do you have a favorite artist?
Like artist meaning anywhere on the like
a painter. I would like artist, like a painter, a graphic designer,
or there's so many like that I like, but I guess I would say I like Van Gogh. I know that's a popular name to put out there.
Why do you like Van Gogh?
Just because like when you see certain painters, like you'll look at, then they're very well known, and you'll see their paintings in a book or something, and you'll look at them and you'll be like, wow, that's amazing, that's pretty cool. But then, and then when you see it in real life, like Van Gogh's one of those painters that you look at the paintings in real life and you're like, wow, I could keep looking at these, you know?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like, it's sort of like, I guess, like if you're meeting a celebrity, most of them are like, hey, whatever, all right, like, or, and then, but then there's those few that are probably cool and you could talk to and have a good conversation with, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of celebrities, if you could meet any celebrity, who would you like to meet?
Myself.
Very nice.
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't have like a person that I would meet because I feel like it would. Sean Connery, actually, but that's too late.
Very too late. Very too late.
I did meet, actually, I already met the celebrity, Benicio del Toro. So
Oh,
I
you
can
met
check that
him?
off the bucket list.
Oh, that's so cool. Did you freak out when you met him, or were you playing it cool?
No, I was cool. I mean, he seemed like a very cool guy, and talking to him, it was really cool. And I didn't get a picture with him because I felt like that's like, I just wanted to have a real conversation with him, and just it was just like not even a minute. It was maybe a couple. Oh, it could have been a couple minutes, but it was just, yeah.
I like that your instinct was to have a real conversation with him and not take like a picture. A lot of celebrities say that. They say that, you know, they prefer those fans that want to get to know them and not just take a picture. Did you want to take a picture?
I mean, I had it in the back of my mind, and I'm like, no, I don't want to. It's like it's like I don't need to.
It's funny how we do that, right? Like, I think I'm a cool person, but like sometimes I do like get starstruck, or I do become like a dork, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, you know, like there is that instinct to take a picture with someone, and I'm like, that's so not cool. But then it's like, but also you want to capture the moment, you know? It's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
I'm not really starstruck anymore. I kind of see, I see like celebrities and all these famous people like janitors and plumbers.
Oh,
Actually, like I got those goggles on now. I mean, actually now I treat like carpenters, contractors, I treat them like celebrities, because at the end of the day, if you need your toilet fixed, a celebrity's not going to do shit for you. Shit. Instead of too late. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like people that have I don't know, like I feel like celebrities are great, I guess, but
you're not impressed.
I'm not impressed. I probably was at a certain point in my life when I was a kid. I mean, I watch films, I like watching movies, but I'm not like, by the actual person, I'm not like, I kind of see, like, I separate, like, oh, this is them doing their job. Like,
Yeah. Like they're working on their craft. They're just a regular person working on this craft that happens to be acting. Or what about musicians? Do you get starstruck with musicians, or the same thing applies?
I mean, I guess anybody that's playing a guitar really well or doing something like that live, I probably would be like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
Now, you said you love film. What about film directors like Steve Kubrick, or I don't know, Martin Scorsese? Like, what have you met those guys? Would you be a little bit more like, you would probably still want to have a deep conversation with them, right?
Yeah, those guys are like, they're on a different level. Like people that are directors, they're on a different level because they're like the guy that's like behind the scenes, and they're kind of like they're almost like the conductor of the whole, you know. I would probably, because I like doing, you know, I do a lot of, you know, these little Instagram, these videos and these YouTube videos, and I would probably ask them technical things more now, I got a kick out of, I did this, I watched Werner Herzog on Masterclass, and it was really interesting to hear him just talk. I mean,
what movies has he directed?
He's done, one of the biggest was he did oh my God, I can't even remember. he did the remake of Nosferatu. He did like he did the sequel of The Bad Lieutenant. I'm bringing up.
No, some people might know what you're talking about. I don't, but that's fine. But I am interested in.
And he does some acting too. He's in The Mandalorian, I think. I don't watch I haven't seen The Mandalorian, but I've seen him in like one of the trailers or something for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm probably gonna come up with the title of the movie of another movie. But I just like watching him. I just like listening to him talk. He does a lot of documentaries too. He does documentaries too. He's very like he's very minimalistic, I would say, with his camera work. Like he's not about big CGI movies and things like that. And Rescue Dawn. That's probably one of his bigger films with Christian Bale. He plays a guy that was shot down in I think I could be Vietnam or the Korean War. I'm not I can't remember, but he tells a story where Christian Bale has to like he was eating like these maggots or like bugs or whatever, and then he got down in the dirt with Christian Bale and did it because he had to show him that he was willing to do what he was asking him to do. He's like, but one of the things that I really paid attention to was he said something about, he talked about filmmaking. He's like, and if he's talking about like not making a movie or a film so long where nobody's going to go see it. You have to think about your audience, and you could apply that to a lot of stuff. And he even said, if you have a cat video, make sure on YouTube, make sure it's no more than 60 seconds. So the fact that he kind of respected the YouTube platform like that was pretty interesting. Like I think he's very open to like all different stuff. So I went to yeah, I'm not the best person for Werner. Yeah.
No, you're doing a good job. He sounds interesting. I mean, he sounds like talented.
Yeah, he's really he's one of those guys that is very interesting to listen to. So.
Was he soft spoken or like, yeah, I guess, like when I ask if he's soft spoken, what I mean is I find that directors are very in touch with, they're very sensitive, right? They're looking at things that other people are not. So I find that they're very sensitive, but not in a weak way, in a very, I don't even know how to describe it. But
maybe, are you talking about maybe like empathetic maybe? Or like more open to like they could sense things a little bit more. I think a good director has to be that way too.
Yeah.
Because
right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sometimes on a set or something, I mean, it would probably be tough to like, you know, when you're exposing yourself in a way, and you need somebody there that, you know,
can protect you or guide you.
Yeah.
I like that you said, he mentioned that to keep it short, to like think about your audience, and then to keep it short. Is it because of attention spans or just because of the platform that you're using?
Probably a little bit of both. I mean, I don't know. There's probably, you could break the rules depending on what you're doing. I mean, there's probably I just like the fact that he kind of it was more him acknowledging the platform that I found interesting. Mm-hmm. as a pretty big Hollywood. I mean, he's more, I don't want to say he's in a different, I would put him in this, he's in the same league as like all these great directors, but he's more like, I don't know, like he's like one of those guys that goes off road, I would say.
Yeah, like innovative. Innovative. Yeah,
like, I mean, he's not about like big budget blockbuster movies, you know?
Yeah. Did you ever have aspirations to be like to make a movie or a short for like a festival? Have you submitted shorts to festivals and stuff?
I haven't. I don't know if there's like an Instagram festival or a YouTube festival. There probably is a YouTube thing.
Maybe you can create
But,
it, or yeah, I'm sure that there is maybe.
but I'm just what I do is I just right. I'm not good at like putting all this stuff out to festivals and stuff. I'm like more like I just want to get it made and have people see it.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing, is to get it seen. And I never really thought about that, because I'm not really, I don't know what category I would put the stuff I do in. I mean, I know I'm doing it, they're funny videos, but I don't know if they would be considered films or I guess skits.
Well, they definitely would be funny. They would be in the category of comedy, which they always seem to have. So
I mean, I go with the audience and stuff and see like if that's how I'll know, like I get something like, I mean, I do touch on different topics and stuff, but it's just more in the moment. I just have the camera out. Like even in Times Square when I was doing a mic last night, I just had the camera out filming around there, and I just later on I take a look at it and I'll make it into something. I guess it's like sculpting, kind of freestyle, and then seeing what comes up, and you have this plan in your head, but you're also free enough to like deviate a little and find something different that's there, you know?
That's cool. What kind of editing software are you using?
I just use my phone mostly. I know it sounds, I don't know, if people watch my videos, they might be like, wow, you don't use an editing program or anything. There's a lot of stuff you could do with editing software now on the phone. Especially on the Androids, there's a Power Director is a really good app for the phone editing.
Oh my God, maybe they can sponsor you.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really gotten in touch with them. I mean, maybe I should. Maybe they could give me a deal on
Their
on
stuff.
some
Yeah,
stuff.
that'd be great. Yeah, because your videos are so funny.
Thanks. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm working on a whole bunch of stuff now, and I'm putting out like different things. I'm starting to do more stand-up stuff, but not just my set, more like what's going on around the environment and things like that, because there's all this outdoor comedy and comedy on the train and all this kind of stuff. So I'm putting together like things that show what it's like between maybe doing a mic or doing a show, and then, you know, after a show or on the way to a show.
Like, so the behind the scenes of what's happening in the community of stand-up.
Yeah, like not necessarily the community, but like what people that are in the moment there. I mean, I guess, yeah, they're included, but I'm not like a documentary guy per se. I'm not like I'm just trying to make it into like I have one of the videos I have is being heckled by a stripper.
I saw that, yeah. That was
And
intense.
that was something that just happened, and I just took it and made it into something. And then like I'll do another video where I'm like just like train wrecks. I like filming train wrecks. And I don't want to include other people so much, because as long as it's just me, that's why I'm very careful with bringing people into stuff, unless it's like a real life situation. But I don't want to, unless they really want to work with me, I'm not gonna have that, because it's just like I'm the joke in the thing. That's the whole point. That's what I'm doing with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it comes across. It's so you've gotten me through some really rough days.
Wow, thank you so much. I mean, you know what? Sometimes you like, people are like, when people get like I get down a lot of times, and then, you know what? I'll hear a friend at work or somebody, they'll be like, dude, your video, like, dude, I was I was so depressed, and then I watched this video of you like talking about whatever, doing something in Dwayne Reed, and it made me feel so much better.
Yeah,
And
there's something about your magic. Yeah.
I mean, no, but like, I mean, I'm just, but what I want to say is like, when you guys enjoy those little moments when people tell you that stuff, because that will sustain you a little bit, you know, that'll keep you going.
Mm.
Because there's times when you're not going to get nothing and you're like, oh man, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Or I don't know, unless you're just like you know, you're a freak of nature that none of that stuff you care. But
Mhm.
like, I'm talking to strictly the people that struggle out there. Like, take those moments when people say, whatever you're doing, whatever art form you're pursuing, whatever career, whatever, like take those moments when people really appreciate something and really try to remember them and keep them in your file, in your head or whatever, you know?
That's good advice. You're right. I'm thinking like, damn, like where all the compliments I received, where did I put them? Damn it.
Yeah, those things, no, but those things are more important than getting a spot or getting like passed at a club or whatever, or getting an award or something. Those moments are way more important, because it comes down to that you really gotta hold on to that, because those things, like, the other things are a side effect of that.
Mhm, mhm.
You know, the getting all this other stuff is a side effect of what you're doing there. And that's like at its purest form is the whole, you know, when you're getting a response like that, it's at its purest form.
The human connection, the moment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. Speaking of that, you said about, the awards and that stuff just being the side effect or the after effect. Have you thought about like having a special, like a 30-minute special of just strictly your stand-up?
Yeah, I've thought about it a lot, because I would love to do like a theater or something, or a small venue that's like a mini theater, like a small uh you know 100-person theater, or some hole in the wall would be
Yeah.
fun. And maybe film it. uh I just noticed I have the garbage to the left of me, guys, and I don't
Ah,
know, hopefully it's nothing too
I
weird
didn't
over
even
there.
notice that. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's just been bothering me for like the last two couple seconds.
You
This
want?
is not even a kitchen, guys. It's a fake backdrop of a kitchen.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
yeah,
It looks
they have
very
Zoom
good.
has this now as your screen thing. But yeah, I mean, I've thought about that so much, and I'm glad you said that, because like I think about that a lot, because I mean, I really like, as much as I like doing stand up, I like doing like theater kind of things where you have more space to walk around. At like, it's still stand up, but it's like you're in, like, you have more room to move around on stage.
Mhm.
Like, I'm one of those type of people that I like moving around a lot. I don't like staying in one spot and just,
Yeah, that's right. I've seen you on stage. You move a lot.
yeah.
Um,
I want to dance salsa on stage too. That's something I want to.
would you do the show, like if it was, would you do your show in New Jersey or New York? Does it matter? Like the theater?
uh, it doesn't. I don't think it would matter. I mean, it could be anywhere that anything that's ideal. I mean, I don't have a preference where it's got to be. I mean, I don't have a preference at where I do anything, to be honest. I mean, I'm just happy when I used to be like, oh man, I'm doing this show in front of a pool table, or there's a pool table in back of me, or there's a pool table in front of me. Now I'm like, wow, microphone, sound, that's all I need. I mean, like, it's 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 back to it's like really basic.
Back to basics. Yeah.
I don't really, yeah.
How long have you been doing stand up?
Uh, I've been doing it for like 50 years. I feel like
Okay. And
I think it's over like 10 years now. Might be 10 years. And
I know.
everybody's out there. Everybody, this will make everybody feel better too. That's watching this. It's so much farther ahead of me. They're gonna be like, oh my God. So
No. What are three things that you love about stand up comedy?
Three things.
By the way, do you want to move your garbage? Because you can move your garbage. You can talk and move
I
your
mean, I
garbage.
feel like it's too late now. I feel like now if I move it, it's like maybe I should
just move it. Yeah, I didn't even see it before.
Guys, this is a Dunkin' Donuts cup. That's from today. This is a coffee cup from yesterday.
Dunkin' Donuts should totally sponsor you as well, because you always have Dunkin' Donuts on you.
These aren't eggs. These are these mochi ice cream things. I don't know. That's what those were in there. And this is a hanger for a blanket.
Sure, for a blanket.
That's awesome, right? All right, there's nothing more provocative in there that I could pull out. I mean, like a shitty magician or anything. But wait, what were we talking about?
3 things that you like about or that you love about stand-up comedy.
3 things.
The mic and the speaker, I guess, would be 1.
Yeah, having the mic, having being the center of attention. I love the whole business of comedy, and I love the other comics, especially the ones that are more successful than me. Like, they're great. And I love having real conversations with all the comedians at shows and stuff. They're so genuine and real. No, I just like performing. I just like getting on stage, talking on the mic. I like talking to people and figuring it out, just writing and writing and figuring out like what you're about to do later when you're working on it, and trying to sculpt that, like just like the film, the movies and stuff, like the videos I do, trying to sculpt a bit and make it work over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
do you give yourself like do you give yourself rules and boundaries? Like, do you tell, or goals, I should say, like, do you tell yourself, okay, this week I'm going to write 20 minutes a day, or this week I'm going to create 3 videos a week? Like, do you do that stuff?
I try to have deadlines. I use a calendar, a little mini calendar of when I'm doing a video or I'm going to post it. But I also deviate from that. Sometimes it'll take me a little longer to get the video out. So I'll change the date, but it's still there. I'm still looking at a date where I got to post this now. Writing, it's not necessarily. I mean, I write in different notebooks. I have like this little thing that I write everything in, or I'll write, this is grocery shopping or all kinds of stuff, In
there as well?
Yeah, whatever's going on through my head or whatever I need to do. And then I have other notebooks where I'll take, if there's an idea from here, I'll put it into a smaller notebook or on another piece of paper and work it out even more.
How many notebooks? Would you say you have a lot of notebooks?
Yeah, I should be asking 5-star for a deal or something. Mm-hmm. Like for some kind of, because I got more notebooks than there are that they're selling these at wherever. So, yeah. But I date them. I try to keep them organized and stuff. I have them, all the old ones dated on the top. Like the first page when I start a new one, I'll write the date on it, so I keep track of it. And then I'll when I'm done with a notebook now, what I'll do is I'll put a piece of tape on it and put that date what year and all that stuff.
When was
because these are ideas. They're not just for stand-up. You could for books or something or anything,
Yeah.
Movie ideas and film ideas. So
when was the last time you opened up a notebook from like 5 or 10 years ago?
This week, actually.
Really?
Yeah, actually, I kind of am looking at, actually I have one. Let me see if I can get to it. I have a notebook here. This is from 2008, January 2008.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm just going through it, because I have stories in here too, like stuff that's happened to me or something that I thought was like funny or could be used in so I'm going through all this stuff now and I'm like trying to see if there's any gems in here, but it's mostly weeds. But even a weed, sometimes you can make into something, you know?
I think it's fascinating that your year is 2008, which is when the housing market crashed, I believe, or it's around the time that like there was something happening with the economy. And then now we're in 2021 and they're talking about stuff happening in our economy today. And they keep referencing 2008, which I think is so funny that that's the year you picked up.
Oh, wow.
Did anything come out? Like,
I have no idea. I didn't have any idea what, like, they brought that up today though.
Yeah, if you turn on to any like if you turn on to any like housing market or any kind of like financial market things on YouTube, they'll reference 2008 because I think that's when stuff like I forgot what that was. Like I think a lot of people were laid off and like I think the housing market crashed or something in that year. Yeah. So they're comparing it to like, okay, like what happened then and what possibly can happen today? Like how can we learn from 2008?
Maybe I'm gonna find something in here. I mean,
you probably have the answers.
I know there's a good dick joke waiting in here for me to make new and better because we need more of those.
More dick jokes. People love dick jokes. They never get tired of them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a plethora of them out there. Yeah.
So speaking of the economy and the vaccinations and stuff, yesterday I did a show with Judith Freelander, or I don't know, like he was on a show that I was on, and I asked him, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, or Pfizer? And I'll tell you what his answer was, but I'll ask you the same question. If you had your choice of being, I don't know, have you been vaccinated? It's a personal question, but just play along.
Have I been vaccinated? I have actually. Okay. Well, I got the first shot.
Okay, so was it, which one was it? Moderna, Pfizer?
It was the Pfizer, but I didn't really like. I don't want people to think like I'm a pro-vaxxer or anti-vaxxer.
I know, literally, it's a tricky subject. Sorry.
No. Could I tell this quick story, like how I got it?
Yeah.
I was coming out of the train at like 7:30 Thursday night, and I was by the hospital, Lenox over there on 14th Street on 7th Avenue, and these ladies were like, "Hey, you want to get a shot? We got extra vaccines over here." And they didn't lead me into a van. They led me right into the hospital. So I knew, all right, this has to be legit. I swear to God. And then they were like, and it was like, it took like 20 minutes. And, you know, I work in New York, so that's why I was able to get it. And they gave me the shot and they scheduled me for the next one. And
incredible story.
But if it was, because I already had COVID and in December. So like I had COVID at the end. So I'm not like worried about it. For me, I mean, I'm just worried about giving it to other people and all that stuff. Yeah. Like, I'm not worried about getting it because for me, it was not that bad. I mean, it sucked, but it wasn't like the worst thing that was for me was the tasting. I couldn't taste anything for a while.
Oh, how long did that last?
It lasted like, it felt like at least a couple months. I mean, it was really, but it wasn't, the other things weren't that bad. The other issues that a lot of people have with it.
Yeah, and then first of all, that's a really funny story. Around what time were you in the city? You said 7:30?
Yeah, it was around that time.
Okay, that's such a great story. That is so funny.
I got Pfizered.
Pfizer.
I got Pfizered by these two ladies, these two nurses.
I mean, talk about a porn dream. I don't know why I said that. Oh, because you know, like the idea of two women, like two nurses. Like
that wasn't me. That was Danette. Danette brought up porn, not me. All right.
It was okay. Yeah. See, I'm not an angel all the time.
Danette's got a dirty mind, not me. All right.
The truth comes out.
Even put deodorant on.
Wait, now I lost my train of thought.
We're talking
Pfizer. Oh,
Pfizer,
COVID.
porn,
COVID.
COVID.
Did you think because you had COVID that you weren't scared like to get it again because you already had the antibodies?
Um, yeah, I mean, I wasn't worried because I mean, if I'm gonna, I mean, you can still get it again, of course, but I don't think the time period between December, the end of December when I got it, and up until now, I wasn't that worried yet. I mean, but when I came out of the subway, it was just like, wow, I just went with the flow. It was like, you know,
And that was very nice of them too, to
but
be.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was really, but a year ago, and I don't know, this was way before, a year ago from December, around the same time, I was so sick. I don't know what the hell that was. That might have been COVID. Because nobody knew what the hell COVID was then.
Yeah.
But that was way worse. It might have been the regular flu,
Oh, yeah.
but it was way worse. And I thought I was gonna die. And it was so bad. I'll take whatever this COVID was over that, whatever that was, because that
That
was horrible.
that moment
Coughing, everything.
that
So
that was December 2019.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, so you were right. So yeah, see that could have been, yeah, that could have been COVID. Yeah.
It could have been. It could have been. So I might have gotten this thing twice. So
Yeah. My sister's a paramedic and she said unfortunately that, some people can get it multiple times. She knows someone that got it 3 times.
wow.
Um, yeah. But he also had like a wife and 4 kids, so I'm thinking maybe he just wanted an escape.
Yeah, if you have a lot of kids with you, because kids could be asymptomatic, and that could be a problem, So yeah, you got to get away from the kids. Yeah, sorry, we got to keep the kids at your mother's. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't. Yeah, oh wait, they're old, but no, that would be bad too. But we got to keep them somewhere. We got to keep them in I don't know, but yeah, I mean, the getting it a few times, I guess. I mean,
Well,
I,
now you have the vaccine, so you don't have to
well, yeah, I got
worry.
the first half. I got to get the second half, yeah, I should. I mean, yeah, and then I'll I don't know. I'll die from a runny nose. I don't know. I won't die from COVID though.
You will not die from anything besides old age, maybe, right? So Judith, he was funny. He's like, I actually got all 3 of them. He's like,
Oh wow.
why decide? Just pump them all in, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, just that's yeah, just OD on the vaccines.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy right now on the vaccines because some people don't want it. Like if they're taking good care of their bodies and they're being careful, they don't necessarily want to inject themselves with this thing. And now that we're being asked to show passports, or they're going to require passports, vaccine passports, it kind of feels like it's enforced on you. And that doesn't feel, I think there's a lot of a lot of people are not for it because of that reason alone.
Yeah, you're gonna get me canceled before I get canceled, Danette, talking about this.
You're not gonna get canceled. You're speaking the truth, and to be honest,
I'm
like
not
we
even,
can have our
I'm not
opinions.
even, you know what? You know what? I'll get canceled, but I'll be dead by the time this comes out, and they'll cancel me then. Like I'll be like 80 years old. Oh, we got to cancel him. Oh wait, he's dead. He's in the ground.
It doesn't matter.
Like whatever, 80 something, whatever the hell I live to be. But yeah, like that's a weird situation. I think because it's you. When you get it, you do get uncomfortable when you get that shot. It hurt. It's pretty like the next day your arm is tough. It's tough to move it a little bit, and then you get like a little bit weary, like slight symptoms from the virus. You feel like you almost have it again or something.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has different
Side effects.
reactions to the vaccine. So, I mean, I can understand people that don't want to get it that aren't sick.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a touchy thing because it's like now you're like making people get something. I don't know what the answer is though. I'm not the best authority on that.
Yeah.
But
Right. And
I
that
just,
might,
I could have I got out of the train. These two ladies gave me the vaccine. It could have easily been something else, and I would have been like, yeah, let's go do it. That, like, I'm not the best person to decide like these things. Like I've been like, hey, you know, we're gonna give you
an injection of Purell.
Yeah, Purell. Yeah, we're gonna give you, or we're just gonna like, you know, we're just gonna give you like a drug that they've been testing on animals, and you know.
I like that you went with the flow.
Me?
Yeah, you didn't have any hesitation.
I mean, yeah, at first, because it's New York. I mean, you're coming out of a subway. Who's giving you something for free? You know, like the pens at TD Bank aren't even for free. You got to get an account over there. Eventually, you keep only going so many times to get all the free lollipops and the pens you want. So anything free in New York, I'm very suspicious. So there was at least a slight couple seconds where I was like, vaccine, okay, you know, like I was like, this makes sense. Let me do this. I mean, because everybody's and then I was showing my vaccine card like I was important, you know, like all these other people on Instagram going, oh, I got vaccine. I got the vaccine. I'm a hero. Yeah, I'm a hero for getting a shot, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a hero for getting a shot in my, well, they're not doing it in the butt, but you know, whatever, the shoulder. Oh, I got right shouldered. I got left shouldered. Ooh, vaccine. I'm important, you know? Selfie time.
Yeah.
You know? So
that's so funny. Yeah, people posting the vaccine shots.
Guys, you want to cover up a lot of the info on there. You don't want people to see that either, you know, like you know, I don't know, whatever the info on those cards. So
did you get a Krispy Kreme donut?
Oh yeah, that's right. They're giving those out, right?
You can just show your card.
Why can't it be a carrot juice at Jamba Juice, you know?
Why can't it be Jamba Juice? Yeah, you're right.
Like, why does it have to be a Krispy Kreme, like, that I could shove in my face, that like I'm already like, you know, I'm already struggling with weight, you know? I mean, I'm not bad, but you know what I mean? Like, hey, let's make
why
you
not
fat.
Something healthier?
Yeah, it's like vaccine Krispy Kreme. I mean, it doesn't add up.
Doesn't add up.
That's, you know what? Now I believe in aliens. The aliens do exist. That's right. Yeah. You know what? I think I'm going with the aliens after this.
They're trying to get us extinct. They're like, have this, you got vaccinated?
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know what it is with me and aliens on podcasts and stuff, and shows and stuff. I'm taught. So they always wrote me into the aliens thing, you know.
I didn't know that.
I have that look.
No, you know why? It's because you're wild. You're like out there. So it seems kind of like, oh, like you're so out there that of course you would like have an opinion on aliens.
I said this at another podcast, and I will say this, and this is going to be very controversial now. That's it. I treat the people that are flat Earth the same way I treat people that believe in the aliens.
Oh no.
Like they're the same to me. Maybe like I listen, I can hang out with either one. I'm cool with them. I'll hang out with both. I'll hang out with the flat Earth people. I hang out with the aliens people. Like, you know, I mean, everybody's got their weird thing. Everybody's got like, I'm worried about like getting cabinets redone or something. I can't. I'm not gonna die on this hill. You know, the aliens come down. Great. What are we gonna do now? Like, you know, Elon Musk wants to go to Mars. Dude, we don't even have a hotel on the on the moon. Like, how are we gonna go to Mars? Like, we're gonna live on Mars? Really? Nobody's living on the moon right now. We haven't been to the moon since the 70s. I mean, like, I know I'm very. See, we went down the show. We went back to the moon. We went back to the space and aliens and all that.
The thing about the hotels in the Mars, is they are working on it. So yeah, they do have plans to make a move. I think there's a Walmart already in the making for like Mars. There's people like already investing dollars into corporations that will live on Mars. So all that stuff that you talked about, which is funny, that stuff is actually in the making, which is what's not so funny. And the moon, it's funny because like we're from Earth, but the moon, like, you know, works with the tides, brings in the water. Like we kind of move to the sun and the moon. And for humans to try to like put like shit on the moon is incredibly offensive because it's gonna mess with our ecology. It's gonna like fuck us up in the future. I'm not finding the right words here, but like people don't seem to understand like it's scary to think that there's corporations trying to like put stuff on the moon. Like there's no reason for us to do anything with the moon. Like leave it alone. It's like it's you know, it's
But I feel like, I feel like if we don't want to mess with the moon, we shouldn't mess with Mars. I mean, it's like we're in a relationship with Earth. Let's make that work. Like it's like you're in a relationship with a girl or a guy or whoever. You're in a relationship and you're like, oh, it's not working. It's not working. It's them. It's them. Yeah. Or it could be me. It could be me. But no, I'm just not going to deal with my problems. I'm going to move on to somebody else and bring all the same crap that I had with me here over to there. You know?
That is like the best metaphor. Yes.
I mean, why are we doing that? Like, you know how much crap we're talking about climate change and all this other stuff. Why are we talking about Mars? Let's, like Elon Musk, figure out a way to get rid of all the garbage and all that crap that we have that's messing up the planet. Figure that out first. I don't want to bring my problems. Like, all right, if you want to fuck around, go to Mars. Don't have a relationship with Mars. That's all I'm saying. You want to stay with your family. You want to stay with your wife and kids. Like, I'm telling you, when you go out there, it's a mess. It's a mess. The person that you're with, that you're dealing with all that shit, like stay with that person. All right. Yeah. Because a lot of it's you too. It's not just them. All right. You got like some shit you got to work out. You got to look in that mirror and really be honest with yourself. That's why COVID made people, like a lot of people, go in the mirror and be like, holy crap. Wow, what am I doing? Like you look in the mirror and you're like, God, like you're like, I got some crap I need to work out. This is a good time to work that shit out. I gotta start a Robinhood app.
Yes.
I gotta invest some of that stimulus money in there, and I don't know. I gotta make something happen. You know, I gotta create something.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people that have been creative during this time, which is really nice to hear, you know, how they've gotten their shit together. They've gotten, you know, connected with themselves during this time. But it is getting longer. Like I feel like a year was good. Like now it's starting to be like, okay, can we stop now?
Yeah. I mean, it's like eventually it's like, what do you want? Do you want to stay inside the rest of your life? I mean, if it gets to this point. Do you want 10 years of really bad living where you're in a bunker? Or do you want 5 years of amazing, happy life on a beach, doing this, doing that? Yeah. I mean, me personally, I'm going to take the 5 years.
Yeah. I don't like these options, but yeah.
I know. I'm giving, all right. I'll give a bigger, longer example, stretch out both sides, the years on both sides, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you something else. We were talking about the moon, the sun, Mars. Oh, the alien stuff. I'm joking around, but when you compared it to flat earthers, I was like, oh snap! There are people that wholeheartedly believe in aliens. So maybe, because I'm joking around, like I'm thinking like maybe there is, maybe there isn't.
No, but I mean, like they had a story about some naval ship that had drones up in the sky, or no, they weren't saying they were drones. Nobody knew what the hell they were. Now, that could be the government distracting everybody, or that could be like, hey, we really don't know what the hell they were. Fuck the aliens. I'm more worried about another country. Like, that's something from another country that we don't know what it is. Or maybe it's our country going, yeah, we just want to distract people from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle this week. You know, we want to throw them off a little bit.
Yeah, I had this really crazy dream last night where I was in a parked car with my friend, and this man, he was like 6'4", wearing sunglasses, gray hair. He approached our car, and there was like this, you know, there was traffic back and forth next to us. And he's like, you know, don't believe anything that's out there right now. That's what they want you to think about, because what's really happening, they're not going to tell you. You can't handle it. And that was what he said, and he walked away, and I was like, aliens. He means aliens, right?
Yeah.
But that was such a weird dream because it was so specific. Yeah. Do you have vivid dreams?
Vivid dreams? Yeah. I mean, sometimes, see what I mess up because I don't write down, or maybe that's a good thing, what the dream was. because I don't know, I gotta get, get to my day or do whatever. But sometimes they're very vivid. I especially like the dreams where some bad shit really happened, like really horrible. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, thank God that didn't really happen. And then my day's like, you're going to have a happy day after that. It's like sometimes when you're really low, you watch a movie like The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. And once you get through that movie, guys, if you're really depressed, you're going to feel so much better about your life. Let me tell you, it might be horrible to watch, like, Jeff Goldblum go through COVID and the reactions to the vaccine, his nose falling off and all that. No. I don't mean the vaccine. I mean, like, whatever in that movie. But then by the end of the movie, you're like, oh my God,
I feel so much better.
Yeah, wow. At least I'm not, I'm not turning into like a giant fly. And I'm going nuts. Yeah.
That is such a good recommendation. People can watch The Fly. That's a really good movie. And like you said, I never thought that it could make me feel better after watching it because it's been so long since I first watched it, but now I'm gonna check it out again. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, guys, if you like gory stuff, it's your thing. But don't, if you're not really, it's back in the 80s when they actually didn't use CGI and they actually had to make everything up and they had to everything was real.
Yeah, gross.
So,
are you into gore? Yeah, you are. Right?
I mean, when it's in the movies, yeah. I mean, and it's like in a movie, it's. I'm not like, oh, I gotta see that. Like, I don't have a gore fetish, but like, I'm interested when I see stuff like that and it's done well in a movie. Like in horror movies and stuff. I was always like that when I was a kid too. Like watching like one of the first movies that I should not have been watching when I was like a kid was when I was like 7, I think, was The Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he's cutting out his eye with an X-Acto knife. And it was all real prosthetics and everything. And that was like, wow. I was like, it was like a little kid that's like, oh my God, I shouldn't, I don't know why nobody's around. Nobody was around. So I was like, my parents were good parents. They just left me with my grandmother. My grandmother was not, she didn't know what the hell I was watching. Actually, it was on cable or something. And
that's similar to me watching The Omen when I was around 7 or
another good
6.
one.
And I was like, I had nightmares until I was about 15. And it wasn't until I smoked pot for the first time that I started to get flashbacks. And I was like, oh my God, like I've been having nightmares because of this fucking movie. Yeah, but that's.
I mean, but yeah, those are movies that don't have as much gore necessarily. It's more like the story, like The Exorcist and Rosemary's Baby. The way they tell the story is like, it will give you those, it could be just as scary. Like that's what, going back to Hitchcock, you would never really show, like when he, like in Psycho, like they talked about this to death, but like, no pun intended, but he's like, somebody will be getting stabbed in like the shower scene or whatever. They never actually show it, but they indicate it through different shots and stuff. Even in Scarface, and Brian De Palma said he took from that the same thing in the scene where Tony Montana is about to get the chainsaw and they show the guy, but it's close up and you don't really see anything happening. It's all in your mind kind of stuff.
And that's what makes it scarier.
Yeah, I think that's like the best kind of stuff. If you show too much, especially now, because they'll use CGI to do it. So you're not really grossed out anymore because it's all CGI. Very few movies use actual like practical effects. I feel like, I mean, they.
Oh no, you're freezing. Don't freeze. We're having. There you go.
If anything, they'll combine them.
Oh, you're breaking up.
I was muted for a second. No, I was muted for a second because I had a call coming in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. You were saying, what was the last thing you just said?
I said about horror movies, like
well, what I picked up is that we're desensitized. Like they show us so much now that it doesn't really have such a big impact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they
were, just give it to you all at once.
Yeah, we're very. I mean, we're in now all the there's too much curtain. We're seeing too much behind the curtains now. I don't know if that's good or bad though. You know, with everything, we're like, it's very hard to like.
I think it's good because it's like interesting and it's new, but then we give away the magic and we give away the allure, and then it's like, what now? And then
Yeah, it sucks to be a magician right now, I think, but you know, you got to figure something out with that. I mean, everything needs to be, I guess, refined or evolve into something else, you know?
That's why there's a problem with all those sequels. Like, people hate sequels. Like, they love them because it's a sequel, and the box offices love them because it's like guaranteed money. But then audiences are kind of like, it's not original. Like, we want to see more originality, right? Like, I think it's a catch-22.
Yeah, it is, because you need to it's tough to come out with more original stuff, because now it's like a sequel remake, reboot. Everything's a reboot. Like, everybody's focused on like stuff that's already, you know, it's very hard to come out with something that's unique or is inspired by something old, and then it's usually a remake. It's not. It's like photocopied and packaged differently.
Yeah.
It's not something completely original or like inspired by, you know, like a lot of the guys, the filmmakers in the 90s and everybody, they were always like Brian De Palma, for example. He didn't copy the Psycho shower scene. He just used a similar technique that Hitchcock used, and he kind of made it his own thing and inspired in a way to where you could bring something that somebody else did. Picasso called it stealing. I mean, I don't think it's really, I mean, he said it's steal. It's like really good artists steal or something. I think.
Well, the word is very negative. There's a lot of negative comments.
Yeah, it's negative. It's too negative. Yeah, I mean, if you really, you can't really like, you're not going to totally get away with that either. You know, it's got to be something. There's got to be originality to it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, because it serves everyone. It serves you because you got to put your own work into it, like your own ideas and soul into this. And then also it serves the audience because the audience is getting that, versus when they give you, when they repackage shit over and over again, it's like the audience likes it. Like, younger audiences like it because they don't know where it came from, but there's no depth. I'm thinking about music in particular, like when like a new musician comes out and they're literally singing a song that was already made, and there's like no difference put into it. Like, there's no soul put into it. It's just like, now they're wearing like a hot pink wig, or they're wearing like, you know, like a crazy outfit, and they're feeding you shit that's not even original, but you think it's original. The younger generations think it's like amazing, but it's like there's no depth to it, and I think that they suffer in a way because it's
you're just covering it up with all this other stuff, you know, and I think only time tells, because something could come out and at that time, and then it won't be appreciated till later.
Like no segues. What?
Like you know, like a good example I could bring up is The King of Comedy. Was a Scorsese movie that came out in the early 80s, and Robert De Niro plays like this struggling stand-up comedian, and it's very, very similar to the movie The Joker.
Oh.
And it's like very, like, if you watch that movie though, I mean, but that movie, you watch that movie now, and it did not do well when it came out. But today, I think people appreciate that movie more now because it was ahead of its time.
Wow.
And it's like the Joker movie was good. I don't want to like, I'm not gonna, but I felt like it was like very close to that movie, even though Robert De Niro was in both of those movies, but and I think Scorsese, you know, they weren't like stealing, because I think there were, you know, but like it felt like so much like King of Comedy, that movie. I mean, a lot of people think the Joker seems like Taxi Driver, but it's more King of Comedy if you watch that.
Oh,
movie.
I didn't know that. I didn't, no one's has shared that with me before. That's interesting because you saw the King of Comedy, when you saw the Joker, you weren't as impressed or as moved, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought
sense.
the Joker was shot very well. And if you're a comic book fan, you got to like take liberties and say like, oh, this isn't the Joker. It's like a Joker from an alternate kind of, even all the movies, you got to like take, because they can't condense so much of the origin stories of these characters in one movie. They have to like, you need like an episodic thing, like a Game of Thrones kind of like episode thing to get everything out. And movies only have so much time. I mean, even though like with the Snyder Cut movie, that was 4 hours, but that was streamed or whatever. That might be a new thing now. But like yeah, it's you only have so much time. So a lot of these movies too, they're taking liberties because the filmmaker is trying to put so much onto the screen, can only put so much onto the screen, and they're telling their story of what, or their interpretation of it. So but that movie, you know, I thought it was good, but I'm a fan of like, I'm a fan of like the original stuff, like, you know, like film and origins stuff. I mean, but I did like the way it did look very like a different time period, like the 70s or whatever, 80s New York or whatever.
Very grimy. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked very, the way the sets, they didn't really, it looked, if they used CGI in anything, I couldn't tell, which I like. I'm glad, just that made me happy.
Joe, this has been so much fun. I feel like we could keep talking forever, but we'll close it out right here. Can you let the audience know where they can find you?
Yeah, just everything is at Joeonedge, guys, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, at Joeonedge, all one word.
Are you on TikTok?
I'm not on TikTok.
Okay.
I'm not a big TikTok person. I got to get on there maybe and try it out. But
if everything else is working, I mean, you don't really have to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I will be hosting a show out in Long Island on Friday. I don't know, guys, if this is up by then, but I'll be.
I was just thinking like, oh shit, when am I going to post this?
No, it's all good. I'm in Patchogue. Okay. I hope I pronounced that right. Long Island. I'll be there hosting a great show at Stereo Garden, and in Long Island, and that'll be
this Friday. This Friday.
Yeah, this Friday.
It's gonna come out next week.
Yeah. Oh, cool. All right, then. You know what, guys? You guys missed it. Sorry, you missed it, but there'll be other ones. Just follow me on Instagram for the other dates.
Yeah, Joe, thank you so much. It was really good. It was good seeing you, and it was good hanging with you. Thank you.
You too, Danette. And I think this is great what you're doing. Keep doing it. This type of, I don't know what, I guess talk show kind of thing. I like this thing that you're doing. It's great. You're awesome, and I appreciate it. I'll come back whenever.
Yay! Thank you, guys. Please hit subscribe, like, comment, share.
Guys. Like these videos.
All right. Bye. Peace.